Hey y'all, this is the third of 3 videos that I'm making to help those who are interested to see how you need to go about getting your manuscripts, or really any paper that you want to edit and clean up and make it as nice as possible. But specifically because I write novels, this is for people who are interested in getting your manuscript perfect, or as perfect as possible. There's no such thing as perfect. But anyway, the first video that I did is separate, and it is on AutoCrit software program. And it found all the little tedious things. It usually takes me 3 or 4 days sometimes just on one manuscript running it through that program, because it catches a lot and you have to correct so many things, and I kind of hate it. Of course, I love it because it makes it a cleaner manuscript, but it's my least favorite part of editing. And editing is my least favorite part of being a writer, but it's a necessary part. So AutoCrit's the first thing that I do. And the second one I do that is in a second video I cover is Pro Writing Aid. And it looks a little bit more at the bigger picture. It also gets a lot of the tedious small things, but since I do it in AutoCrit first, by the time I get to Pro Writing Aid, it's not quite as tedious. It's not quite as bad. Anyway, once I got the manuscript run through both software programs, which are separate software programs, you have to purchase them separately, then I save it back to a Word doc. When I get to Word doc, I'm going to have it read the manuscript aloud to me, and I'm going to show you just a sample of how that works. But as it's reading aloud to me, it's a computer voice. And so as a computer voice, it's going to read it exactly as it's written. So in other words, when we as humans read something, we might see something that's incorrect, but our brain automatically kind of knows it's incorrect, and so we'll read it correctly, if that makes sense. Not always. Sometimes we'll catch things, but a lot of times we don't, especially me, because I've written this and I've read it, already 30, 40 times. And so I'm seeing what I thought I wrote rather than maybe what I actually wrote. So for me, it's very important to have a secondary eyeball on it. And with this computer voice, it actually works out perfect because it reads it as it is. So not only does it catch errors or misspelled words and things like that, but it'll catch maybe phrases or sentences that don't flow well. And so if the computer's having a hard time flowing with reading it the way, I'm thinking a reader's going to read it, then I know I need to restructure that sentence. You can pause it, you can fix that sentence or that word or whatever the problem is, and then you can start it back where you left off until you've read the entire manuscript. And this takes several days too, because most of my novels are pretty long. The Last Lie so far is around 107, 108,000 words. So this isn't something you sit down and do in one afternoon. The AutoCrit program, it takes me 3 to 4 days to run it through that. Pro Writing Aid probably takes about 2 days to run it through that. And then reading it, of course, it's going to kind of depend on how long the manuscript is and how many errors or times that I have to pause it. But anyway, we'll jump into it so you can kind of see how this works. So I'm in a Word doc. If you're in home, you're going to want to switch to Review and then go over here to Read Aloud. It's going to start reading as soon as I click this. So I say it will. Here we go.
The Last Lie. Chapter 1. John Mark. She was the most gorgeous woman I'd ever seen, tall, poised, regal. She commanded the room, every head turning when she entered. Her flaming red hair and perfect body weren't the only reasons she stood out. It was her confidence that turned heads.
So up here, if I want to pause it, I can just hit the pause button. And so you see that just read the first sentence. That's the first sentence of The Last Lie, which is coming out October 22nd, by the way. So if you like redhead women or really hot men, then you want to check out this. Just a little plug-in for this while I'm here. The Last Lie. This is the first book that came out in June 24th, 2025. And it's the first book in the Last Safe House series. The second book in the Last Safe House series is The Last Lie, and it will come out October 22nd, 2025. So you just go through this like I just did with the first sentence, and you hit play when you want it to
Pasta
read,
dish at the bar
and
at
it
my hotel.
highlights the
I was
words
briefed
as
from
you
the mess
go,
of a deep undercover
so
mission
you know
to
where
take
you're
down
at.
an international
And then
gang
when you
who
want to
threatened
pause it, you just hit pause, and you can fix things, you know, as you go along. So that's the third big program, if you want to call it that. Of course, I don't have to pay for this program because I've got the Office, but if you don't have the Office in Office Word, then I guess you might have to. Or I'm sure there's probably other programs out there that would read it to you. But anyway, that's the three major ways anyway, that I edit a manuscript, trying to clean it up so it's presentable for the world. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me if you're on TikTok, and you'll be able to learn more things about writing and behind the scenes. If you like what I'm saying and you'd like to be in touch with me more, please go to my website at authorkcmitchell.com and join my Quill Coterie. That's my little intimate book people that I like to talk to, and they're the first to know when something's coming out. They're the first to see the book cover reveals. They're the first to hear about anything that's important. So if you are enjoying what you're hearing here and you'd like to know more, or you just like to know about my books when they're coming out, please join my Quill Coterie through my website. Thanks for listening. Bye.